Sleep inertia appears as the feeling of incomplete awakening and grogginess upon waking up and an irresistible desire to go back to sleep. It is a phenomenon of degraded performance and cognition immediately upon awakening. Sleep inertia significantly impairs decision-making, which is at 50% of optimum within the first 3 minutes after awakening and continues to reduce decision-making performance for at least 30 minutes after awakening. Some of the main symptoms of sleep inertia include sleepiness or subjective fatigue, disorientation and confusion, impaired psychomotor performance and motor dexterity, increased reaction time, and a drop in attentiveness. But why does this happen? Let's take a look at the science behind sleep inertia and what scientists believe are the main causes. A night of sleep consists of cycles lasting 90 minutes each. Sleep can be broken down into two main stages, REM and non-REM. Non-REM sleep contains stages 1 and 2, which are light stages, and 3 and 4, which are deep stages of sleep. Stages of non-REM and REM alternate in a repetitive cycle throughout the night. Non-REM sleep is predominant in the early part of the night and increases in intensity and duration, whereas REM sleep increases in intensity and duration towards the end of the sleep period. It is thought that sleep inertia symptoms occur after awakening from the deepest non-REM stages, termed slow-wave sleep. A study found that awakening from deep sleep produces more symptoms of sleep inertia than waking up from stages 1, 2 or REM sleep. You have a greater chance of experiencing sleep inertia if you are sleep deprived. This is because sleep deprivation increases the percentage of time spent in slow-wave sleep. A study found that those who were partially sleep deprived had slower reaction times and higher error levels on a simple numeracy task within an hour of waking up than those who had slept for 8 hours. Another cause of sleep inertia is said to be levels of adenosine. Adenosine is an important chemical in the transfer of energy within cells. Its levels increase with time awake, being highest just before you go to sleep, as it causes sleepiness. Adenosine binds to receptors in the brain, slowing down neural activity, the effects of which may still remain upon awakening. This leads to tiredness and impaired cognitive activity, both of which are symptoms of sleep inertia. Brain imaging studies show that individuals express a lack of cerebral blood flow upon awakening compared to levels in the afternoon or evening. Low cerebral blood flow levels are thought to be a factor which reduces cognitive processing and physical activity. Studies using advanced brain imaging have shown that it takes around 15 minutes to receive normal daytime blood flow. This 15-minute period is similar to the duration of sleep inertia. Blood flow and sleep stages are also associated. Cerebral blood flow decreases from stages 1 to 4 and is lowest during slow-wave sleep. This corresponds to the occurrence of worse sleep inertia symptoms if waking up from slow-wave sleep. Sleep inertia was first described among Air Force pilots in the 1950s. Pilots were often stationed in the cockpits of their planes, ready to take off at a moment's notice. It was found that if these pilots were asleep when their alarm sounded, they'd make simple mistakes, their minds still groggy from being asleep. We already know that sleep inertia impacts decision-making. This has significant implications for those who are called upon to make complex decisions after awakening, such as doctors who often sleep on shift. You wouldn't want to be in the hands of a sleepy doctor, as research has found that taking a nap in the workplace may result in impaired performance for several hours. Sleep and driving have been associated, with sleep-related crashes representing up to 20% of all traffic accidents in industrial societies. Many of these drowsy driving accidents occur early in the morning when drivers have recently awoken and are still suffering from sleep inertia. So try to wait at least 20 minutes after waking up before hitting the road. Here are some tips for reducing sleep inertia. Get some morning daylight to make you feel more alert when you wake up. Light signals are sent from the retina to the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the brain, which is responsible for controlling circadian rhythms, so using light at certain times could also be used to manipulate circadian timing and change sleep patterns. Setting multiple alarms is simply a bad idea, as this just disrupts the sleep-wake cycle again and again. It's better to just set one alarm and wake up when it goes off so you don't fall into deep sleep and still experience the symptoms of sleep inertia. When you wake up feeling sleepy and unrefreshed, staying wrapped up in your duvet feels irresistible, but staying warm actually helps you to get to sleep, so force yourself out of bed into the cold to make yourself feel more alert. Most of us have a morning cup of coffee to perk us up. There is evidence that caffeine increases alertness and attentiveness. However, it seems to be most effective when consumed before sleep as well as after, so putting the kettle on when you jump out of bed may not help that much. The most recognised method of reducing sleep inertia is to establish a healthy sleep-wake cycle. Forcing yourself to sleep and awaken at the same time every day will reduce feeling the full effects of sleep inertia. So try and get yourself into a daily sleep routine.
Thanks for listening.